Niagara Falls is calling for Canadian Black artists to submit a tribute piece for local historian Wilma Morrison.
So with the unfortunate passing of Wilma in the early stages of COVID, there was a real groundswell early on to sort of say we need to recognize her. Unfortunately, we didn't get to do it before she did pass, but there's certainly the community, those who knew her, those that loved her, knew that we had to do something to honor her and the great work she did in this community. So task force was put together. I worked with that task force closely to sort of take to council the idea that we do a couple things in her honor, two of which were tied into the building that's under construction right now called the Niagara Falls Exchange. One was naming of the courtyard out the Sylvia Place side in her name, the Wilma Morrison courtyard. The other is we have temporary art that we're putting up in that space. And so the first piece of temporary art is going to be in her honor, recognizing her and the great work she did in our community. We felt that was a great way to do it. When talking to her friends and family and those involved in the committee, she really liked dialogue. She liked talking to people. She wanted people to exchange ideas, thoughts, and understanding, so we all sort of understand where everybody's coming from. And the idea of a courtyard where there's going to be picnic benches and people are going to eat food and share ideas was an important part of how we go about recognizing it, and the family and that committee felt it was appropriate.
Tell us a little bit about the project.
With the design that we're looking for people to capture the essence of Wilma, really what she meant to this community. And really a lot of us were introduced to Niagara Falls and Niagara Black history through Wilma and the work she did at the BME Church. So we're really looking for artists to capture that essence in some way, shape, or form for us to put out there and display. And really that's why we turn to artists, to sort of figure out these ways, these nuances, the symbolism, the colors, the way they go at it, to really do an expressive way of understanding the essence of who she was and what she represented.
Now, the call is out there for Black artists. How do they submit their design?
Well, the best place is to go to the City of Niagara Falls website, just look for our culture page. The submission form is on that page and all the details on all that. They basically have to submit their final submission. We're not looking for concepts or ideas, we're looking for a final submission. And we go through a process with our Public Art Advisory Task Force members, as well as a few community members who help adjudicate this, meeting the criteria. So we want people to really look at the criteria, look for what we're looking for, and then we go through the process of the fun part of choosing what is the best piece to go up there. They can work in a medium that isn't digital, but they also have to digitize it and get it to us, because we also have to make sure that it's eventually scanned or photographed at a size that can go 4 meters by 3.4 meters. It's got to be big, so we've got to make sure that the artists are comfortable with the medium as well.
Are there any other tributes?
There are a couple others that we did recognize as well. Here at the museum itself, we did sort of say that the Black history case that we have here certainly would recognize her and be in her honor. And as well as our streets committee is actually working on getting some of the signage around the BME Church to indicate that it is an Underground Railroad area and a space that's significant to the Black community. So we also sort of went in those directions with the tributes to Wilma.
If all goes well, the winning submission can be viewed later this year at the Niagara Falls Exchange. Reporting for The Source, I'm Brenda Schultz.